Congresswoman, as I said, I haven't seen the photos that you're holding up before.
Maybe, well, I posted them on my Twitter account. It's public. Maybe
I don't spend a lot of time on Twitter.
Well, I'm sure you do, because the Department of Homeland Security, organized with other offices, has censored many Americans, including myself.
I'm not part of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right, Mr. Wray, you should be interested in investigating terrorism.
Oh God, she's so bad at this. She's so bad. The idea that he should be expected to be up to date on your Twitter activity is incredibly self-centered and stupid. The fact that you have no idea what the FBI is or where it's situated in the federal bureaucracy. And then when you're like, you've been called out for not knowing what you're talking about, and your complete inability on the fly to come up with anything in your own defense, that is just so sad. And all she wants is to be AOC or Katie Porter, to have those gotcha moments, and they just can't do it because they're utter idiots. You cannot be an enthusiastic part of a movement for literally decades that demonizes education, reading, science, all of that, and not expect that there aren't going to be some downsides to that. You are sending idiots to Washington. They're not mentally equipped to do what you want them to do. What do you think, Mondale?
I can't believe the FBI in this country is not caught up on her tweets. Shame on him. You were appointed to this position to do one thing: follow Elon Musk's algorithm. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. I mean, what are we doing here? This is telling on yourself out at my parents' house, and I'm not suggesting that people should be, practicing capital punishment. In my parents' house, this is what you would get a beating for telling on yourself. She just told on herself. You know nothing about the federal government. You said that, and also, you're telling the FBI, you're telling the FBI director that he should spend more time on Twitter. Because to her, that's the only thing that matters. She's never received as much attention as she did on Twitter or does on Twitter. The problem with that is Twitter ain't real. Twitter ain't real. Twitter ain't real. And the job of the FBI, John, is not this follow Congress folk tweets. It's not. And the sad part about this is she's in this clip, she's actually talking about a protest. And she said on her Twitter, on top of this post, John, she said, the January 6ers were peaceful old people and veterans walking down the hall of Congress versus she called them pro-Hamas, but they were just pro-ceasefire people. Most of them, as we find out, are from Jewish Voice of Peace and other Jewish activists. And some of them were rabbis, and they were in the Senate's office building, and they weren't violent, and she called them violent. And she tried to tie them to a pro-Hamas group. And this is what these people are doing. They found out from Donald Trump that you can say one trigger word for these people who are anti-education, anti-woke, and I can't understand for the life of me, John, why the hell is anti-woke sticking around and is such a good thing to these people? To be anti-woke is to be sleep. There's nothing positive of walking around calling yourself sleep. Yo, I'm sleep on that issue. It makes no sense to me. Like, you can't make me ever want to be sleep on an issue that is important. So this idea, the banning of words, like you said, the banning of words, pushing forward candidates that are anti-reading, anti-education, calling the elite to have an education is scary to me. Yeah. It's scary to me, but it's also the other side of the Democratic Party. It's the Republican Party. And here's what it does to our democracy. It allows dumbass Democrats also to get reelected easily too. So we lose the function of both parties when we lose the function of one. So Democrats can be milquetoast on anything because the option is Marjorie Taylor Greene or us.
Yeah. Stupidity and insanity. Yeah, 100%. By several people, including Nov Jim in the super chat, said, did she just say she's a terrorist? Yeah, I get why you're saying that. She was like, you should be paying attention to my tweets because you should be interested in investigating terrorism. But anyway, someone also reminded me that she does occasionally watch TDR. So I apologize, Congresswoman. I'm gonna dial back the criticism a little bit. You are not an idiot. You're at most a dumb donkey. I'm sorry. But you once again enthusiastically embarrassed yourself. And you will, more importantly, not learn anything from it. I will also use this opportunity before we close out this conversation to remind everyone, which no one should forget. Remember when Charlie Kirk deleted his tweet from before January 6th, where he talked about how they had bussed in 80 buses full of patriots, which, by the way, nothing bad happened from that. No one bad was on those buses. So then why did you have to delete the tweet? Why are you trying to pretend that you didn't bus in a bunch of people? So suspicious and weird that was never investigated or anything. But anyway.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.